everyone. It's Thursday. My name's Rochelle. I'm wearing a hat, so it must be time for Hat Chat. I'm so glad you joined us today. If you are watching live, please share this broadcast. And if you're watching on the replay, also share this broadcast. There are so many teachers out there that want to meet the authors of the ESGI tests. You guys, that's our new theme this month. Meet the author of the ESGI test. Did you know that there are over 1,000 assessments in ESGI, and they are created by a variety of experts? And two of those experts are here today. My friends, soon to be your friends, Adam and Trisha Peterson. You are going to want to stay tuned and hear what they have to say. So thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to share the broadcast. Let me bring in my guest today.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right. You guys look awesome in your hats. Can you tell us about your hats?
We tried. This was like we were scrambling around. Like I told you on mine that I did it, and just like I have so many hats. Like I buy too many hats. As you can see her nodding.
He does.
This came about with a vacation we had this summer. We went to Colorado. We were in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and we did a horseback riding tour with Trisha's whole family, our kids. Like our little ones were on giant horses, and it was a blast. So we felt like we needed to look the part. We are not cowboys and cowgirls by any means of the words, but we threw on some jeans and some flannels and cowboy hats and went horseback riding. It was a blast.
That is perfect. And it's a start to Halloween. You could dress up.
That's true.
That's a good idea. We were just talking about that last night.
That looks great. Well, you look wonderful. But you know, to get into Hat Chat, you have to tell a joke. What do you have for us today?
She's got one. I was trying to think of one, but I'm not good at coming up with like kindergarten appropriate jokes. But she found a good one.
Okay, so a butcher is 6'5". He wears size 13 shoe. So what does he weigh?
Oh, I know. Meat.
Yes.
That was good. Yeah,
I was trying to, did you see me like calculating in my head? Like I think it was going to be math. That was good. I feel proud of myself. I should have let you say the punchline, but I got it. I figured it out.
If you get it. You got to go for it.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how I jumped off, but if you were looking for second grade test, it was probably because I was putting up two fingers, like two second grade tests, you guys. Trisha is your girl. She made a whole bunch of tests, and she's going to tell us about them today, who would use them. And before we do that, though, I want you guys to meet these guys. They are a great teaching couple. And so can you just tell us a little bit about, you said you don't live where you wear hats like that. So where do you live and what do you teach?
Yeah, you know what? We have been so fortunate to have the chance to work together too. I think that's not so common that we're both teachers and we've worked in the same school for the last 11 years. I left the classroom this year to pursue more of this, but Trisha's still there. We met in college actually, and I always tell people, and I know it seems kind of cliche and corny, but like she's the reason I am a teacher. As transparent as can be, I was failing out of college. I was a kid that went to school and didn't think I had to do anything. And then I met Trisha and I was like, hey, she's in all the same classes I'm in. So I started going to class because I wanted to see her. So she totally is the reason I'm a teacher and the reason that I'm the teacher I am. She's an amazing educator. And I'll let her tell you about stuff. But I taught kindergarten for 13 years down the hall from where Trisha teaches.
And I taught junior high for several years, and then I decided to switch down to second grade. So then for the last 4 or 5 years when Adam was at the same school as me, we were in the same hallway even.
That's something I did not know about you, that you were a junior high teacher before. Yeah. That's great. That's a good experience. I know. I love those junior high kids, so I get it. That's great.
I don't even like going down that hallway though. Like it's I don't know. I'm so used to the little ones that it's a weird experience. And it's funny when she first came to our school, because I taught at the school before she did. She was at a different district, and she came and I was coaching at the time. I was coaching basketball, and I'd see her walk into a practice or I'd see her in the hallway, and I'm like, my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade basketball players were taller than her. It was so weird to
Well,
see.
you just have to have them sit down. Like, you sit down, you're too tall for me.
But I think 2nd grade is truly her calling, and she's where she is supposed to be.
That's
I loved junior high when I taught junior high, but I definitely love second grade. So
So I don't know if we
well,
answered. We're actually in Illinois, so I might wear this like around our pool, but no, we don't. We're not horse people. I love horses, but we're
we
not horse
loved it.
people at
Yeah.
all. It was a blast. But yeah, we're in Illinois, right outside of Chicago. So we're close. I always say we're close enough to the city that we can go do fun things, but we're far enough away that it's still quiet. We don't hear all the noise. So
Mhm.
we've got the best neighborhood in the world, and it's fun.
that's so great. Well, we're so excited that you're here to tell us about your test. And so let's get into second grade tests with Trisha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sat down and I started writing some of the second grade Common Core tests, and now they are completely finished. So there are tests for all of the second grade Common Core ELA standards, as well as all of the second grade Common Core math standards. And several of them are also broken down into the subcategories. So they can be, so the kids can be tested in all of the little subcategories. And I mean, they would be perfect for any second grade teacher, I think, even if you're not taking, or even if you're not doing Common Core standards, because it's a lot of the second grade material. So,
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
I mean, I wrote tests for which, well, I know we're going to talk about the Illinois kids, which I thought took a lot of time, but the time that she put into these second grade tests was insane. Like they're so detailed. They're the type of thing that even if you're brand new to second grade, from what I read of them, I think you're going to sit down and you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, it's all done for me right here, and follow ESGI slogan of click click done. So it was cool to watch the process because she started doing this on her own, as I was using ESGI in my classroom, and she came to me one day and said I could easily use ESGI in second grade. I'm like, yeah, you could. Let's work this out, and started using it and writing them, and then here we are. A couple of years later, they're out, and I'm so excited for her.
well, I
We
always
are
watched
too.
Adam. I was watching Adam do his report cards for
Yeah,
several years, and he would be doing it so quickly. And here I am going through all of my paperwork, and it's taking me forever. And I'm like, what are you doing different? What am I doing wrong? I'm like, we have to make this work for second grade. So I've honestly actually started using it already this year with my class. And I already feel tons better not having all the extra paper trail with the assessments that I've given so far. So it's been an awesome start to the year this year.
Yeah, tell a second grade teacher about ESGI, you guys. If you're already an ESGI user, maybe you're in kindergarten, go ahead and tag somebody who is a second grade teacher, because yes, Trisha is saying you can use it in second grade and it works great. And you're going to save 400 hours a year in the assessment process with your report cards and such.
right.
For
And the
sure.
cool part that she mentioned already using it this year, because I think people who are new to it, we always get the questions, Rochelle, like, well, we already have a report card, or we use this for a report card, but that I always tell people, like, look at what ESGI stands for. It doesn't stand for a report card. It stands for guiding instruction. And the cool part to hear her say that she's using it already, it helps build that small group instruction so easily in a kindergarten classroom, a first grade classroom, a second grade classroom, because
Mm.
you have all that data there for you to build your small groups off of. So I love to preach and tell people that ESGI is not just about that one quarter a year, a trimester a year. It's a daily used product in our classrooms.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thanks for saying that. That is totally true. So find those second grade tests. You can put in the standard number and it'll pull up the test. You can also filter by grade level. You put in second grade and you'll find all of Trisha's tests. You can even click on Trisha's name and it will take you to all of her tests. So check that out in your Test Explorer. Now, talking about tests that are in Illinois specific, we've got the Illinois Kids test, Adam.
Yeah, this was something that's come around over the past few years. Well, even more than that. I went to a training on kids probably 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember now. And there have been schools that have piloted the kids program. Kids was an assessment survey adapted from, I think California uses it, and there's other states that are using it now too. I know Washington has Washington Kids, Georgia Kids are out there, and a lot of people got worried because they're like, oh my gosh, another assessment. Well, if you really break down kids and look at what it is, it's what you should be doing as a kindergarten teacher already, and it's meant as a survey more than a like a rote test. So there is a lot of observational stuff, and a lot of people ask me when I started putting these together, how are you doing observational stuff in ESGI with a yes no question? Well, the cool part is, and those of you that know this, and those that don't. ESGI isn't a sit down at a computer or a laptop. So I was taking my phone out to the playground with me or an iPad to stations with me. And I was observing students doing what I'm already doing anyway, watching them play and watching them learn and watching them grow. But now I'm using ESGI to quickly document that as kids data rather than having to take, a clipboard and papers and flip through and find lists and checklists, which there are great tools out there for that. But having it all in one place is so much easier than lugging around a binder or a clipboard or whatever it is. And it just works so well. So that's my biggest question that I get asked. I actually had a conversation on YouTube with someone today about that, was how are you keeping track of observational notes with the kids data? Well, I'm using ESGI as a way to keep and organize all that data, but I'm using other things in the classroom. Like I'm taking a lot of pictures. I use the app Seesaw to take a lot of pictures. A lot of it's just watching your students and being up and around and active. So it's made it so much easier, because the coolest part is with Grade Report, the ESGI launched right around the times that I was writing kids. Grade Report launched, and you can go in, you can set up your grade report to match the ratings on the kids assessment, so that when you click your grade report at the end of that trial period or testing period, whatever it is, you log onto your kids' data and you just click, 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 click. There's no reading, no trying to figure out what all the buttons mean. The ratings are done for you. So it all kind of culminated into one thing at the same time, and it saved me so much time and stress.
Awesome. Yeah, that grade report has been, I remember, Adam, when you first saw it, you were just like, game changer. This is going to change my life. And it really does. And Trisha, you can use it in your second grade. Everyone can use it. Whatever your grading scale is for your report card, you put that in there and then you get a report. And I love it because it's color coded. It's so cool. So check out the grade report.
I was in my classroom one evening doing a webinar with you, and it was like all of us ESGI authors were on there, or like affiliates were on there. And I remember texting Melinda and you and being like, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to change the slogan to saving 600 hours a year, not 400 hours a year, because grade report was game changer is exactly what I say it.
Yeah, that is so true. Well, thank you so much for telling us all about that. Any other things in the works for you too? I know, Adam, you're super busy right now doing everything. If you guys don't know, Adam is live everywhere on Facebook. And I was just watching him live, and then he came over here live. I don't even know if he got a drink of water. But
like, grab the hat, grab the chair, let's get set up. So yeah, you know what? We've got a lot going on. I'm excited because right now I'm doing a lot of content work, building content and presentations, and a lot of work with you guys that I'm working on. But I'm excited to go to her classroom. Like I've never had that opportunity before, other than to pop in and say hi. And now that I don't have my own, I got to help her set hers up a little bit. And she's got like 7 or 8 of my past students. So I'm really excited to head in there and help her out. Together wise, we're still working on something, but we can't really say what it is right now. There is something cool that we're working on, but we have to keep it a secret. I'm going to leave it at that. And I know people hate secrets, but there's a reason.
It's exciting though.
It's an exciting secret. I promise. It's not like something bad, like we're quitting teaching. No, there's a lot going on. You're busy as all heck with school, but
well, the beginning of the school year is always super busy. So yeah,
a lot of conferences coming up. Just having fun with our kiddos and doing what we can. The hard part is, and you know this, Rochelle, being in education, is when you have your job as an educator, and then you have side things like this going on, and then you have 2 little ones running around at home, like our son's around the basement here somewhere. It makes it so hard to be the best at everything. So we're just trying to be as good teachers, parents, husband and wife as we can, and that's keeping us really busy.
I know, but you guys have to know that the people who know you think you are a power couple. We think that you are awesome. You're an awesome couple, and you're awesome parents. And it's so cool that you're both married to a teacher, which brings me to my next little thing that I want to do, which is signs you are married to a teacher. Okay, are you ready? I know, me too. Let me get organized here. All right, this was adapted from a blog that I found called Bored Teachers, and I just took some of those items and then did a few other things. So tell me with thumbs up if this applies to you being married to a teacher. Okay, so either one of you can put thumbs up, because it's your personal thing. Each one of you is married to a teacher.
You're not going to get in trouble, right?
No, I promise. Signs you are married to a teacher. Your dining room table is stacked with papers and or craft items.
Always.
Yeah, there's like 2, not even dining room table, our end tables, our kitchen counter.
I know, everything, everywhere. Okay, number 2. Your teacher spouse gets abundantly excited about new stationery, flare pens, highlighters, or any other school supply?
Yes.
Totally.
So what is it for you? Is it flare pens? Is it
I-
stationery?
I love any colored pens. I'm not picky about them. I just love colored pens.
I like game, like I love getting things that are like new. Craft is maybe the best word, but I love turning craft type things into games. That's one of my favorite things. So I'm a big subscriber to Kindergarten Crate. Sorry, I love Kindergarten Crate, and whenever one of those new packages comes, I love looking through the game type stuff, and then she snatches the smelly markers and the flare pens out of them. So it's a good balance for us.
Yeah, there you go. I love smelly markers too. I forgot about the smelly markers. All right, number 3. Oh, this is going to be true for both of you. Talks about students as my kids. My kids. Yeah, always. Don't we always do that? And you still do it. Okay, this goes to the next one, number 4. I bet you get great service at restaurants in your community because chances are the wait staff are former students.
We have
We
had that
have.
happen. Actually, I have a funny story about that. We were at a restaurant in our town, and one of my former students was the one working the register when we went to pay. And he knew me. I talked to him and everything. And then my credit card says CID. And he actually asked me for my ID. I'm like, I know you.
You didn't want to get in trouble.
Just trying to follow directions. Oh my goodness, that's
That,
so
like,
funny.
Pizza's delivered. Like if we ever order a pizza, and
Yeah.
it's like one of my past like players that I coached at the time, because those kids are older now. It's just so weird to open the door and see their face, but it's so fun. And the cool part is not only do we get to see our past students, but our kids go to our school too. So she takes them to school with her every morning, and it truly is a family atmosphere.
I love that. That's so great. I'm glad that one worked for you guys. I
That was
bet
good.
you a lot of people watching probably feel the same way. Okay, so number 5, you don't flinch in public at crying babies or loud people.
Oh, don't.
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
do a
That's
thumbs.
tough.
I'm gonna do this because I don't know that I flinch, but I definitely give that teacher look. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, what is that? I'm like, what is that kind of thing? You know, like there's no place for that.
There's no place for that. And then that because your teacher comes out in you. That happens to me too all the time.
I bet, yeah. Especially you
Okay.
being the past administrator too. I'm
Yeah.
sure you have quite the look.
Yeah, for sure. All right, this one I definitely know applies to you. Vacations at some point involve something educational.
Yes.
Yep, all summer long.
I know these guys went cross country, driving cross country, right?
Yeah,
did.
and we did it based around the Las Vegas conference with SDE. We hit that first, and then we made our way through Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota. And the funny part was everywhere we stopped, and this is the teacher and us, but more so in her because she's still in the classroom. We went to like 5 or 6 national parks, and she'd be like, okay, can I use this book in my classroom? Is there a map that I can grab? She has a stack of brochures like this tall that she's going to use somehow in her classroom.
Well, the kids
Yeah.
like to read them. It's something different for them. So yeah, always finding stuff for the classroom.
Totally.
Always. I did not put this one on here because I just thought it was not very nice, but I'll say it now. You know how many times we go to like places maybe that sell paint and we take all the paint chips out of the thing? My husband hated that part.
Wow.
Like, put them back. I'm like, but they're free. He's like, they're not free. Someone who pays for them. So,
Right.
you know, it's okay to dig through the dumpster, in his opinion, to get things, but don't go to the store and take the free stuff.
Those
Anyway.
those things can go a long way, though. I mean, there are so many uses for those.
Right.
We got lucky. My whole kindergarten team got lucky one year. We have a parent in my classroom a year that Ace Hardware in our town was changing their paint supplier, so they were redoing everything. And the father in my classroom was the manager, so he brought like 2-gallon Ziplocs full of every paint swatch that they had because they couldn't use them anymore. So we used them for crafts for years.
That's like gold right there. He must have known that you wanted those. That's so funny. All right, we're almost done. We're on number 7 and there's only 9. Okay, number 7.
Right.
You can't go to Walmart without having a parent-teacher conference.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have a
That's right.
Walmart? Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
That's our main place to shop. So
Where they always just congregate right there. They want to
Yep.
have a parent-teacher conference. Okay, number 8. You know when it's a full moon.
Yes.
Yep.
People that are in education don't even know what that is. You know, like
Right.
full moon. What does that even mean? Well, it means people go crazy, right?
Yep.
Full moon and a holiday and a 3-day weekend, all those things. Like there's always something weird that happens at that same time, and it's true.
It's a true statement. All right, last one. There are times you use your teacher voice on your spouse.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say she does. Do I anymore though? Like,
I don't think you really use it, but that's not good if I do, I guess.
maybe not on me, but on our own kids. Like, not that she's like yelling at them, but yeah, definitely like forgetting that like they're not students in the classroom. But I know I've done it too. We all do.
We all do it. It just happens. All right, this last little part, you guys, I just want you to listen to. This might seem kind of sappy, but it just touched my heart, and I hope it touches yours too. There was an article that I read that says why people who marry teachers end up the happiest. And I just thought this was really neat, okay? You are marrying someone who is selfless and caring, someone who always thinks about others before themselves. You are marrying someone who will never stop believing and motivating you to do more. You are marrying someone who will be your number one cheerleader. You are marrying someone you'll learn from as much as they will learn from you. You are marrying someone who is programmed to never give up on people, someone who will give you chances until you prove they are right. You are marrying someone who believes in you more than anyone.
I love that.
That is so
Yay,
true.
teachers!
Mine
It's
is
so
totally
nice.
my motivator. Yes. I love
That's
that.
so great.
You've
I
been
know
able to
that
help
about
each
you
other so
guys.
much. You know what though? That I feel like that describes our relationship with all of you at ESGI too. Like you, I think people hear assessment software and they don't realize that there's people behind it. And you guys and your team are the most amazing people in the world. So thank you for allowing us this relationship, because we love you guys to death, and I hope you know that. We love working with every single one of you. So thank you.
Oh, this is so nice. Big group hat chat hug.
I know, right? Like,
all right, you guys, it's so great to go be with your family and go have some fun, play some good educational games, because that's probably what I'm going to do tonight with my little one.